Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. And are you an NPC? Are your thoughts, wills, and volition under the control of something, someone, or even an artificial intelligence? Well, we're going to answer that in this video, as well as giving you 3 tips on how not to be an NPC. And oh yeah, before we start, I remembered I'm independently funded by you through platforms like patreon.com/wearechange, which allows me to be totally free and independent and not cater to anyone's bullcrap or agenda that they're trying to sell to you. So thank you, everyone supporting us on patreon.com/wearechange. So moving away from this trash that the mainstream media is obsessing about, you know, a celebrity giving another celebrity permission to jerk off and masturbate in front of them, which everyone's talking about now. Moving away from all that, let's get into what is an NPC. Well, if you've been paying attention to the mainstream media, you would think NPCs are a new right-wing propaganda effort against, quote, liberal activists. It's not. Right Wing Watch has even launched an investigation about NPC memes, saying that they dehumanize people and are based off far right-wing beliefs. And this is one of my favorite news article headlines, how the NPC meme tries to dehumanize social justice warriors. And just because of the lunacy of everything, of course the memers are memeing, because this situation has entirely gotten out of hand, and even Twitter decided to step in by deleting 1,500 accounts who were, quote, associated with the NPC trolling campaign, which they ruled as a violation of one of their rules, which is, quote, intentionally misleading election-related content. And of course, as open and transparent the big tech monopolies are, they of course released a statement saying that they're not even authorized to discuss the decision. And all of this is just utterly ridiculous to me, because if you look at the definition of an NPC, it is a non-player character, also known as a non-playable character, and is any character in a video game which is not controlled by a player. And of course, the reference is made that if you are an NPC, you are a part of the video game, but you are being controlled by outside rules and algorithms, which predictably program you to make the same moves over and over again. And of course, the term NPC is being used as an insult, especially through meme form, characterizing people as having no critical thinking skills, no original thought, no creativity, no imagination, no real sense of humor, and that they are just following predictive programming, doing what they are told. Which I will explain later on in greater detail is very eerily similar to the people who get very easily offended and also want to censor memes and other forms of critical thinking. Now, this whole NPC meme thing even has a whole nother complicated level to this that we'll touch on briefly, with some scientists, scholars, philosophers, and even mystics entertaining the idea that we ourselves could be living in a simulation like a video game, that our existence is all just a virtual simulation, which could actually be a real reality. And of course, many NPC memers are taking that information along with the information that not everyone has an inner voice. And the theoretical discussions around this are absolutely fascinating, which are very entertaining to listen to, but also a part of the reason why there's some people that actually do believe that NPCs are a real thing. And you know, if you actually take a minute to look at things and you look around, you look at society, a lot of people have no original thought or creativity and just usher the same lines. Make America great again. Build the wall. Feminism is cancer. Islam is not a religion of peace. Donald Trump is Hitler. Nazi. White supremacist. Oh, you're a white male. To the point where people are running out of things to label as white supremacist, where even today, PETA is saying that drinking milk is a symbol of white supremacy. And hell, I would even argue in our society, especially on Twitter, all we're seeing is the same predictive behaviors and actions being washed and repeated, to the point of utter insanity. And if you look at the core messaging, the NPC meme is not about right-wingers attacking the left-wingers. It's against people with no original thought. It has been used against everyone. Left-wingers, right-wingers, Trump-tards, no bombers, libtards, ANCAPs, everyone. even though the mainstream and some butthurt people decided to designate it as a right-wing thing, which only proves this meme's point so much more with the actions that we're seeing from the people who are offended, the people who are making a big deal out of this, and the people who are also censoring the meme from even existing. And yes, the propagation of this meme did come from 4chan as a troll, and it only has been proven because of the reactions that it was given, which of course the mainstream media and the big tech monopolies can't understand yet, which is very entertaining to watch, to say the least. But I do have to say that there is more of an important conversation that we could take away from this entire NPC topic. And hell, I even think that if you look at the broader definition of an NPC, that all human beings have traits similar to NPCs, some on higher levels than others. Because if you look at it, all of us are being programmed in one way or another, either through the news, the government, your environment, your family, and of course your childhood, which is a major component to your adult behavior. And that's why the first step to not being an NPC is to revisit your programming. Understanding the code, the laws that you abide by, that you live by, that creates the same predictable behavior that you exhibit. Literally, turn everything off. Your computer, your television, your phones. Sit there with yourself and just think. Which obviously you're probably responding with, duh. But honestly, if you look around in our society today, many people have become stimulation addicts with constant external stimuli, never truly giving your mind a break to be to itself, to process its own thoughts, to give it some rest from the constant bombardment of infotainment that is thrown at us everywhere we go, to a point where in our society, many people are even uncomfortable being with themselves without any external stimuli. And you have to understand here, your mind works in two major components, the subconscious and the conscious. And your subconscious mind processes 20 million bits of information per second, while the conscious mind only processes 40 bits of information per second. And it is the motherboard of your programming and where your predictive behaviors are manifested in, as well as self-sabotaging behavior that you are not even aware of. And some people are so afraid of even engaging with their subconscious mind, mainly because of traumas, usually revert to some other form of distraction so they don't have to think and process a lot of the deeper, heavier stuff, programming that runs you as a human being. And sometimes even when you go through a major trauma, your subconscious mind protects it from your conscious mind because it fears your conscious mind can't process it through it because it's such a big event that happened to you, but it still manifests in your actions and your behavior. And that's why many therapists usually start off with the question, tell me about your childhood. And that's why just sitting with yourself, critically thinking about what you've been through and what has happened in your life, processing your traumas, processing your entire life, giving your mind some time to rest is a very important step to not only understanding your self-sabotage, your predictive behavior, but also your programming. And please, whatever you do, do not leave the TV running in your environment, whether you're home or your office, because your subconscious is picking up on all that information that is being broadcasted at you. Now, step 2 is pretty simple. Just have an open mind. You shouldn't be angry just because someone has a different opinion than you. Stop closing yourself off to information. It's okay to be out of your comfort zone. Avoid speculation, and of course, don't be afraid to ask questions. You're probably like, duh. Well, guess what? Not many people have an open mind, especially in our political discourse today. And there have even been recent scientific studies that have found that when people are exposed to a political opinion that is not their own, that this sparks the fight or flight response in the human being, which of course is an acute stress response that gives people anxiety, and stress, of course, evoking an emotional reaction instead of a critical thinking one. Of course, this is only exacerbated on social media, and the first step to actually fighting it is actually understanding it. Just like an anxiety attack, which the first step to actually stopping, according to some people, is of course just understanding the anatomy of an anxiety attack and what is actually happening. And hell, whether it's Redneck Jim Bob or Hairy Armpit Amy, I don't give a damn what people's opinions are. And if someone doesn't share the same opinions and thoughts as me, that's okay. I'm not in control of their lives. I'm only in control of mine, and people should see it as an opportunity to learn to how people were led to believe something different than what you believe in. Having an open mind will make you open to new ideas, will make you more creative. Put it simply, when you have an open mind, you could control your emotions, you could be more creative, you could have a bigger imagination, and ultimately, those are all characteristics that are not NPCs. So, moving forward with the third and last tip, which again, it's also just a very simple one, but change your environment. Travel if you can. Go for a walk. Change up your route to work and discover something new so your life is not just predictable. This, of course, not only relieves stress, helps boost happiness and satisfaction, make you more mentally resilient, enhance your creativity, but most importantly because it helps you reinvent yourself. And yeah, that sounds pretty cheesy, but yeah, it's true. NPCs, especially in video games, they're just designated to their own forms and behaviors in specific areas. Once you leave a specific area, you're able to break those thought patterns, those repetitive behaviors that you rely on, because obviously they're easy and most of us are lazy and just don't want to do any of them. But when you do, you become less of a mindless person. So yeah, go out there and travel. Hell, go to Somalia or Venezuela like I did, or yeah, don't do that, actually. But hell, just even going for a walk or even changing the route that you take to work every day, I believe could make you not an NPC. And I've made all of this up. There, I did. Because we are talking about a meme here. Yeah, but if the definition of this meme was as I characterized earlier, these would be the actual 3 solutions that I would deal with those symptoms. But we're still just talking about a meme here. So yeah, those are my own thoughts, my thoughts, my own thoughts. If I keep saying it, it'll be true. My thoughts of how not to be an NPC. If you have any other ones, let me know in the comment section below. And if you disagree with me, which of course you will, let me know in the comment section as well. I will answer all of your comments within the first hour that the video is out. Don't forget to click the subscribe and notification button to be a part of the conversation. And again, seriously, thank you everyone supporting us on patreon.com/wearechange, because the link is in the description. But hell, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So thank you for sticking around for this long, and love you guys. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for Let's Predictive Program. I shouldn't be saying that. Shit. Boom, boom, bam, bye.